Man, fuck the Whedon cut. The fucking Snyder Cut was what it was all about, dude.
Yeah, dude, best superhero movie of all time. No cap.
Fuck the MCU, fuck Fox, fuck Sony. DC is where it's at. The Snyder Cut it's out, it's back. Snyder's back. We're getting everything we fucking wanted. Literally, nothing's holding them back anymore. Snyder won.
He did, dude. Close the door on the superhero genre. We have it. This beats Return of the King, beats any fucking movie that ever existed.
Yeah, I mean, Marvel might as well just finish up. They're never gonna top this. It's not possible.
I'm sorry, I can't do this with a straight face. I really can't.
I have turned 100,000 worlds to dust. And when this world is scorched, all of existence shall be mine.
Welcome everyone back to Eternal Midnight. I'm Chad. I'm here with Santino, and we are finally talking the long-awaited, the movie that we've been anticipating ever since last year when Fandom came out, Justice League: The Snyder Cut. Santino, lead us off.
So I watched Snyder Cut twice, and in my humble opinion, it's my favorite DCEU film. It really is. This is, like, to me, the Whedon Cut does not exist. It is non-existent. This is the one true Justice League. There is no other Justice League except this one, in my mind. Zack Snyder's JL is perfect in terms of the way it was executed. It's not a perfect superhero movie, obviously, but I do love the passion and creativity he did in this film. It's awesome. Those are my initial.
Mm-hmm. I agree. It was, it was what I was hoping for the most part. We'll get into a little more of that in a little bit.
I know we discussed,
but we discussed some of it off air. But it literally took. It took Whedon's cut and it made it good.
Okay,
to put it lightly, it took the bullshit we got in 2017 and it took everything wrong with it and it fixed it.
Oh, okay, and I should say, fair warning, we're gonna have spoilers in this review.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
If you haven't seen the movie or you don't give a shit, you can listen if you want, but we're gonna have spoilers. We're gonna be talking major plot points, major things that happen in this movie. We're not gonna be doing a play-by-play of the 4-hour thing. We'll just be talking about those things we love, but there will be major spoilers. Okay, so let's get it.
So, do we want to get the negatives out of the way first, possibly, or do we want to start
the negatives out of the way? Let's get it. I wanna end this review on a positive note. Let's get the negatives out.
Okay, so my big negative, and I'm sorry, this was a big one for me, and maybe this is my own fault for getting my expectations up, but I'm sorry, they advertised the shit out of the Nightmare timeline, and it was in the movie in the last 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Genuinely stand by that. Was extremely false advertising to have advertised that as much as they did, because it's like, especially when we're hearing people say, this is going to be a completely different movie. I'm sorry, this was not a completely different. It was a fixed movie. The same story as what came out in 2017, just fixed, repaired, deleted scenes, cleaned up, put back in, which is fine. But it's like when we're told this is a new movie, I was expecting the Nightmare timeline to be a major point of this film. You know what I mean? I was expecting Nightmare to be like a whole third of this. I wasn't expecting Nightmare to be something they were setting up for the next movie. And it's like, wow, you did that twice now. BVS and then this.
I do agree. But at the same time, I understand where Zack is coming from. Because my theory is this. This is a theory. I'm not in the studio room. Zack did that to set up for the next ones because he's not sure if he's gonna come back. It's it's like he made it a happy ending because he didn't want to end it negatively. Because my theory originally was, before this came out, they're gonna this was gonna be like a part one thing. They're gonna resurrect Superman. The nightmare timeline is gonna happen, and the entire last third is this nightmare timeline. But it didn't happen because I think Zack because this is for his daughter who died, rest in peace. He wanted a happy ending. He wanted to close it off, and he didn't know how he would be treated by Warner Bros. After. So like, if this is his swan song, then he's gonna have to like make it a closed ending. And if the nightmare timeline, I think he put in my opinion, he put the nightmare timeline in there. So as like a sort of promise, like if he does come back, if Warner Brothers does come back, does let him back in to do future projects, he'll do it. He'll do this nightmare timeline, which I want to see. I really want to see that now.
Yeah, I do too, because it was like, that was extremely interesting. Wonder Woman, nowhere in sight. Aquaman confirmed to be dead. Harley Quinn confirmed to be dead, and she wanted Joker dead. Batman, for some reason, Deathstroke is now working with this team, even though he knows who Batman is. And Joker is somehow an ally, and Superman is evil. And it's like, what kickstarted this nightmare timeline? And it's like, now it is a big enough hook that we need to know.
It's the biggest cock tease I've ever seen. It really is. Because like, this obviously takes place after the events of the first Justice League, because Mera's holding the trident of Atlan.
Mm-hmm.
Which means Aquaman already got it. Remember, Justice League.
Which means Aquaman happened.
Which means Aquaman already happened. Because remember, at the beginning of Justice League, Aquaman was still looking at the trident. He didn't have it yet. He still had his mother's trident, right? And then Aquaman already happened. So this is something that has happened. And Harley Quinn begged Batman to kill Joker and make it slow. Which means that at this point, Harley Quinn hated the Joker, which she did after
Birds of Prey existed.
Yeah, so basically the nightmare it just confirmed that this nightmare timeline is not something that happened because of the events of the first Justice League movie. It's gonna happen after, right? Because Superman's wearing his blue suit this time, not a black suit. And remember, in the Vision Cyborg got at the middle of the movie, Superman was wearing his black suit, but now he's wearing a blue suit, which it's still happening. This nightmare timeline is still gonna happen somewhere. And I want to see that now. I really want to see it.
And it's just a shame. The one thing they left out of that I was hoping for was, even in the nightmare timeline, just imagine if Shazam had been there and he said something like his step-siblings all got killed in a battle or something. It would have been like, Shazam's the only one left out of all of them. Like, we're really dealing with some forces to deal with.
Exactly. I really want to see this now, because this is the biggest cock tease ever. Because like, this is basically Zack saying like, if you want me back, I can do this. I can do this nightmare timeline. But if Warner Bros. doesn't want me back, then this concept can be used by some other director. But I don't trust any other director other than him to pull this off, because it really looks cool. I want to see this. I really want to see this.
So now let's leave the nightmare timeline. Let's jump back to the regular movie itself. So I think some of the biggest complaints I've seen from people are the 4 hour is too long. And so you've watched it twice. Does it feel like there's stuff that they probably could have trimmed out?
In all honesty, no. I think everything that happened, I really thought, what would I take out? I really wouldn't take out anything, because everything was important. Like Cyborg's story, when he was doing that, he was in that computer like hologram thing, and he was doing the increasing funds for this poor girl, and it shows that this is him controlling his powers. I guess, okay, if I had to cut out something, it would be that Lois Lane sad scenes where she was like, just buying coffee and like looking sad until Superman comes back. I guess I could have trimmed that bit, but other stuff I wouldn't. Like I'm glad that we got more time with Barry and his dad. There was a longer conversation than it was in the Justice League cut, which I do like. I'm glad that we had more time with Aquaman. You know, we got to see Volko and their relationship before Aquaman, because like this is coming from a guy who saw Aquaman already. So it's like, I'm glad we get to see that relationship. I'm glad we got to see
Cyborg was actually a character and not just a prop.
Yes, he was a character, not just a prop. He didn't have those weird lines like, I can't feel my toes. My toes hurt and I can't feel my toes. I was like, none of that shit. And I like, honestly, this is just like...
That's the thing. All those bad Whedon quips are gone.
Yeah.
From everybody. Thank God.
I did like, honestly, I did like Ryan Choi. I like Ryan Choi's scenes. Ryan Choi, he had also, he had one of the funniest jokes ever. Like, it's not the hottest thing on earth. Next. That's what I told my prom date. Like, see, I think those are funny jokes that made me genuinely laugh. I like the scenes, honestly, with Bruce and Alfred. There were more interactions with him than there were in the Justice League cut. So like that conversation with Alfred and Bruce at like part 5 always gets me, like, you know, you fulfill your promise, you know, you've brought the team together, and then Bruce is like, I'm not operating on logic, I'm operating on faith for the first time ever.
And I love that part at the end when Batman meets Martian Manhunter for the first time. Just looking at the way Ben Affleck is like composing himself and he looks like a Batman who's finally at peace. In BVS, he always looked uptight, nervous, angry, pissed off. Yeah. At the end of this, he just looks like a man who finally, like, he may have just been like jolted out of the timeline nightmare he was having, but still, just the way he walks, the way his face looks, he looks like a Batman who's finally like at peace, who's like, I was pissed off at Superman for all of these years, pissed off about Robin getting killed. I've done terrible things in my position as Batman, but I've helped resurrect him. I've helped save the world. I brought a team together that can help me carry this burden now. I am a Batman at peace. And it was like Batman had a 2-movie arc, which was awesome.
That was awesome. I loved, you're right. Ben Affleck's a fucking phenomenal actor. He, looking like he was, for the first time, he was okay. And the fact that, people say that, Martian Manhunter was like, was wasted. I don't think he was wasted, in my opinion, because he was the guy that's like, I've never seen the Defenders of Earth unite until you did, so thank you for that. And Bruce is like, thank you for acknowledging that it did something, and I helped, and I'm at peace now because of that. It's like, it's awesome. And when jumping to the end, that ending shot of Martian Manhunter flying from Batman's house, and like there's the sun's out and there's hope for this DCEU, man, that just gets me every time. I mean, like, yeah, I agree. I mean, he really did look like he was at peace. That's a very good point.
Yeah, so it's like, it's just, obviously now it's, we can cover what comes next later. But so I want to talk Cyborg for a little bit.
Yeah, sure. Let's talk Cyborg.
He was easily the thing that was fixed the most. And it's like, we've said it before, but I'm going to say it again. Fuck you, Joss Whedon. Fuck you for what you cut out of your cut of this film. Like, wow, you took so much backstory, so much character depth that Cyborg had, and you just made him a stupid prop in your film. Yeah. This one actually made him a character. Like, in Whedon's cut, I was just like, I don't even care if Cyborg gets killed, like, at all. Yeah. In this one, it was the exact opposite. But the only thing, and we talked about this off air, the only thing I think that I did like better that Whedon did was, I did like the design that Whedon switched him to at the end, the more spherical design, as opposed to this rigid, jagged. And I almost thought they should have stuck with it, because it's like, you know, he said, what was the line? I'm not broken and I'm not alone. Yeah. I almost think it would have been a little more poetic to still make him get the more rounded look instead of the more jagged machinery looking look. You know what I mean? Because like that, he did look kind of like like the inside of like a broken engine or something. But the more spherical, fixed look that he had at the end of Justice League, I did think was a better looking design. And I think I think that could have been something cool that would have gone with the character's evolution of like looking almost like more of a quote unquote good guy, if that makes sense. Like he kind of had a Decepticon look.
That would be the moment when he said, "I'm not broken, I'm not alone." That's when it would have like transformed into like the smooth design, in my opinion.
And also, like I said, I'm sorry, a smooth edge is a lot easier to render on CGI than like a million jagged edges with shadows and texture to all of that. So it would just help everyone in general, but I don't think we're ever going to see him again. At least not right now. It doesn't look like it.
In my opinion, I could care less, in my opinion. I'm just happy that I see Cyborg, because Cyborg was always like, I always loved Cyborg, because Cyborg was one of the first heroes I saw like that wasn't like the big three or Marvel. It was Teen Titans, and I grew up with Cyborg because Cyborg had like an interesting character arcs. He had an interesting character arc there in the show. Like there were like a couple of episodes. I'm not sure exactly when, where he was debating on his humanity and what it meant to be human and how he looks like this now and how he's a monster. And that was a kid's cartoon. And I was hoping like when 2017 came out, Justice League came out, I'm hoping they give something, but they never gave him anything. They never gave him they completely cut out his relationship with his father in the 2017 cut. Now it's like super fleshed out, and I love it. I love that whole arc that he has with his dad and
repairing the tape player at the end of the movie and listening to the message from his dad again.
And he never and you know, he's a flawed character. Cyborg is a flawed character because he never was able to make amends with his father. His father died thinking his son hated him, and he saved the world. And I guess that was him also making amends when he replayed the message and let Silas's message play out. That was poetic, honestly. I was honestly tearing up when we heard like Silas's message say, "I'm a father" twice over. Can't remember the exact lines of the entire thing because it was long, but like I'm seeing all the league doing their own thing and that there's hope returning. I mean, that was awesome. Like that is something that this movie has heart. If Justice League was soulless, this movie had more soul than I've ever seen in the entire DCEU. I really think that this is like a movie with so much heart, in my opinion. Like, more than Shazam and Man of Steel. I think this is really a movie with, I know, weird opinion, but like this movie has a lot of soul. I mean, like even the scenes with Barry and his dad are like really excellent. The whole last part where it's like, my foot's in the door, and like your foot's in the door, and they start laughing, and it shows that Snyder cares. He cares about these characters. He's doing them right, and I want to see more of it. It really is. Honestly.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said about Cyborg. I mean, he was actually a character this time, and there was so much more to him. And segueing into what you just did with the Flash, let's dive into him. The Flash was not a joke in this movie. The Flash's claim to fame was not. I mean, yeah, he still brought Superman back to life, but I did like the addition of that quick touch into time travel, which I love how you didn't even notice that the first time.
The second time I didn't notice. It's like, oh, yeah, now I see what he was talking about. So
instead of just bringing Superman back to life, acting like a coward and being like, I've pushed people and run away, just save one person, Barry. They've actually given this character
I'm so happy.
Which is like, thank God, because it's like, we can still show a young Barry, but it was almost like with the Whedon cut, they completely forgot. He'd already stopped Captain Boomerang before the events of Suicide Squad. So he wasn't just this little wimp. I mean, he'd done stuff. He hadn't done stuff to the level of Justice League yet, but they like completely forgot about that with Justice League. And in this one, it's the exact opposite. I mean, him getting ready to go into the Speed Force, getting ready to build up the charge to help separate the mother boxes. And it's like, how dare they take time travel out of Justice League and insert, I'm saving a little Russian family and I hope I'm going east. Like, that didn't even make sense. The Flash is so fast that it's like, how did it take up almost the entire battle in Justice League to do what he did?
Flash had the best scene in the entire movie because here's my mindset. Okay, here was my mindset. I the first time I watched Zack Snyder's JL, I had to put myself in the mindset of, okay, I haven't seen this movie, even though I know the basic plot points. So when around what was it, part 4 Change Machine, when they were talking about resurrecting Superman, I was surprised there was no argument. I was like, shouldn't there be an argument? Like,
God.
and I was like, why is everyone agreeing that Superman should be brought back? It's like, okay, that's a weird change. And then the payoff when a Cyborg touched interface with the ship and he saw the future. He saw Wonder Woman being killed. He saw Hippolyta with that. Okay, just a real quick tangent. I love how Zack Snyder, like, you can tell Zack Snyder is a Greek mythology fan, because that Greek mythology funeral, I've studied Greek mythology in like high school. That is accurate. The whole coins above the eyes of Wonder Woman. That's because in Greek mythology, you pay the ferryman 2 coins to go to the underworld. So that was accurate. So like that little deals like that were like, that's awesome, man. You did your research. So yeah, you see Wonder Woman, like, burning, and her corpse is like, the Amazons are being enslaved. Superman is like crying over the dead body of Lois Lane. Aquaman's getting killed. And you see the Nightmare Future Possible. And I'm not sure if you caught this, but amongst the dead people, like in that quick shot of Superman flying, the body of Kilowog was there. I'm not sure if you caught it.
Didn't see that. I'm gonna have to jump back to that spot.
Body of when Superman was flying in his black suit, he holds the Batman like mask. The body of Kilowog was there. It's like, oh shit, that's awesome. So like even the lanterns fell. So I was like, I really thought after that vision, because I kept myself out of spoilers, like after that vision, Flash was it would end with the mother boxes sink. It destroys the world, and this is a part.
The Unity.
Yeah, this is an Infinity War. This is basically an Infinity War scenario. So I was tense for a movie I already saw, basically. So I was buying my notes. It's like, oh shit, so maybe it's really gonna happen. And then when the mother boxes sank and the energy started like firing, it's like, okay, well, they're fucked. I mean, like, Magma Timeline's here. This is part 1, basically. And then when Flash is like, you gotta go faster than speed, like, you gotta break the rule now. He starts running. I was like, holy shit, they're gonna do time travel. They're gonna do it. They're doing it now. And Flash reversing the effects, just a few minutes. Best scene in the entire movie. I want to smack the guy who thought Move the Russian Family was better than reversing time. Like, where? In what world is that better? In what world is that better?
Because it was funny. It was funny. Remember? That's what Joss Whedon does. He's so funny. But then also that shot of Darkseid, Assad, and Granny Goodness staring down the Justice League right as the portal is closing. Oh, that was such a great shot.
Oh, that was awesome. I love the Flash in this movie. Flash reversing time. No joke. After seeing it twice, it's gonna land somewhere in my top 10 favorite comic book movie moments ever. Because that was the way, even the soundtrack. Okay, real quick, the soundtrack is god tier.
Oh, they fixed it. Thank God. I'm sorry. That was one of the biggest things I hated about Justice League also. And I'm sorry. I don't understand how people out there can phrase this. When they played the Batman, like the Tim Burton Batman theme, when they were all landing on the roof and meeting with Commissioner Gordon, I was like, no. That theme belongs to the Tim Burton style of Batman. Not this Batman at all. It was out of place. It was wrong. It didn't make sense. And while this Batman doesn't have a theme like as striking as the Tim Burton Batman or Christopher Nolan's Batman theme, it's fine. But we didn't need that old theme, because that would have been like playing the old Superman theme in Man of Steel. No, these characters need their own themes and their own identities. And that's why the theme Wonder Woman was given in BVS was, and also played in the original Wonder Woman, were perfect. And that's why reusing that fucking music from the Days of Future Past trailer in Wonder Woman 84 was just so insulting, because it's like, you just ripped music from something else and gave it to this character, but it's like, it already belongs to something. Wonder Woman already has a theme. You easily could have taken, and I know I'm on a tangent, but it's like, you easily could have taken the electric guitar Wonder Woman theme in 84 and turned it into like a ballad on her first flight or something. So it's like reusing music on characters. Like, music is music is a major part of film. And if you get it wrong, it can screw up a whole scene and tone and feel of a scene. So it's like, the music in this, just like the addition of the Man of Steel music, again, played like when Superman was walking through the ship trying to get his new suit.
That was
perfect.
So brilliant. That was so brilliant. I want to talk about that later, because I have like such, like, I was like legitimately like.
Let's jump to Superman then. Go for it.
But before we jump into Superman, I just want to say that I love the music of Junkie XL in this movie. I've been playing it on repeat for like the past 2 days. I can't sing for shit, but I'll try that. The dun, 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 like when Flash is just like running, and like it's amazing. Okay, so jumping to Superman. Okay, Superman obviously, like, he had the least amount of screen time out of all the 6, because like obviously he was dead for like more than half the movie. But man, that's Superman. But I swear, when he emerged with this black suit, and then and Jonathan Kent and Jor-El were talking in unison in a sentence. Like, they weren't anymore 2 voices, they were 1 voice. I noticed at the second time. They were 1 voice. They were talking as like both fathers, not divided but united. And when Jonathan Kent said, "Fly, son, it's time," and he took off, I was like, and he was reborn with a black suit. Oh, damn, that was awesome. I loved it. I loved it so much. I mean, like, I guess a gripe would be like what you said. I wish Superman would have had more time with the other League members, but that's just like that's not even a gripe. It's like it would have extended an already long movie, so I didn't mind it. I just feel like it's preferred, but I don't mind it.
Yeah, I just wanted, because it feels like they're a team and Cavill is just there. And it's like, we need him to interact with these characters more than just the fight outside of the ship, because it's like, Superman doesn't really feel like part of the team yet. And it's like, that's why it's like, we need these guys to all come back. It's like, because this was still a tease. Like, I hate to give it, no, I don't hate to give. I got to give more credit to the first Avengers. All 6 of them had interactions with each other.
Yeah.
This team didn't come together, I think. I mean, the 5 of them came together pretty well.
Yes.
But it's like Superman being left out, just, it feels off, because it's like, we needed our leader. We needed Superman to feel like he was part of the team and not just the weapon who shows up at the last second.
Yeah, exactly. I do appreciate, though. Here's the thing. I do appreciate the fact that there were better team dynamics here than in Justice League. There was a lot more things I love those little moments, like when Aquaman and Wonder Woman are talking about their past and how they were at war with each other.
That was perfect.
And then,
that was needed. See, that's what was missing, was that world building. That's the biggest thing I'll say that Justice League did have none of. There was almost no world building in that movie. It was replaced with Batman taking off his armor and being all bruised and whining to Wonder Woman about, "Oh, I'm old, it's time to retire," or whatever. And it's like,
yeah,
oh, piss off.
I love the fact that there was like moments of like, you know, between other characters, or even small moments, like when the fight with Superman and the Flash, when Superman pushed the Flash out of the way and Flash like collided with Aquaman, and Aquaman gave it like you, and like, "I'm so sorry, I didn't mean it." Like stuff like that. It's like, yeah, that's a good team dynamic, and it shows that they're playing off of each other. And even like the team fight is awesome. Like when they're fighting Steppenwolf and Wonder Woman like hit her bracers, and the shockwave hit Aquaman's trident, and then Aquaman was propelled to Superman, like doing this team effort. I do appreciate it, and I just wish that we got more Superman itself, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, they fixed Superman. No ugly lip, no fake CGI face, none of that nonsense.
No. It's all real.
Superman was fixed. Thank God. We've already kind of gone over Batman. Batman was fixed. Wonder Woman, real change.
Real quick though,
she was just the same.
Real quick on Batman. I'm just so happy that we got a proper Batman, because this is Ben Affleck's last movie as Batman. Swan song, because he was really good at here. He went from something's definitely bleeding to freaking taking the vision of Superman with his gauntlets. That was awesome.
He took on 2 full-on heat rays and survived.
That was awesome. Instead of the something's definitely bleeding.
Picked up, choking. Clark, don't do that. It's like, yeah. Or having Lois Lane be the like secret weapon.
Wonder Woman, yeah, okay. Wonder Woman, no real change. She was the same. She was better.
We didn't have that ridiculous fight with why can't you get over Steve Trevor?
I'm so happy that was out of it. I'm so happy because she moved on. Okay.
Exactly. Between the events of Wonder Woman and this movie, she moved on. We don't know how she got on with it like a normal person, because Wonder Woman 84 does not exist in the canon, in my opinion. Fuck Wonder Woman 84. It's not canon in my eyes. It's like Toy Story 4. It doesn't exist.
Wonder Woman moved on. There was no argument of like, I'm so glad Batman didn't say, is that what Steve Trevor told you?
Oh, what a dick thing for Batman to say. I'm so glad they cut that out.
Batman never said that because Justice League doesn't exist anymore.
Exactly. So I think that covers all of them. What did you think of Martian Manhunter's design?
Martian Manhunter, I liked him. He was cool. I want to see more of him. I want to see him come back in like another installment. I do. Make him Martian.
He needs to, because I love the design they gave him. And the guy who plays him, Harry Lennox, great, perfect voice. Yeah. So we just, 2 scenes with him, which fine. I want more, but hey, it is what it is. Because I remember like one of the theories I kind of had was like, remember how in those original like Civil War like clips, they didn't have Spider-Man in them, and they like CGI'd him out of them, or they filmed him twice, whatever they did. I was hoping they were doing the same and we'd see him in the final battle, but that is what it is. Whatever. We'll live as long as there's more in the future. So let's jump to the villains. Steppenwolf.
I love whoever I want to punch whoever thought that the design I did for 2017 was better than this one. Because Steppenwolf was
terrible.
Awesome. Steppenwolf was awesome in this movie. Okay, wait, we forgot to talk about Aquaman.
Aquaman had no change.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't remember. To the best of my memory, I still, I think we were talking about this, I think with like Bill and Cornelius. I still think Aquaman didn't reach his full potential in either movie, either version, but the movie Aquaman did much more justice for him than this did.
Yeah. He was like almost a background character, but the reason why I brought up Aquaman was I like the fact that there was more set up for the Aquaman movie here, because that conversation with Volko was non-existent in the 2017 cut. So
Volko wasn't even in it.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm glad it was here. Jumping to the villains, Steppenwolf was amazing. I loved his design. I love the fact that he's given surprisingly development. He just wants to go home, man.
Again, he was actually a character this time and not just generic, hideously designed bad guy.
His armor was awesome. Like that was like one of the best parts of him. And those weird things that reminded me of like Starro, those like 4-legged interrogation things where they like attach to the brain and then like show the information. That was awesome.
That was cool.
Yeah, I like this design. I love the. Okay, this is a small thing, but I love the change of the plot point. At the beginning, when Darkseid came and they're like, okay, so like, wait, so the mother boxes aren't what they're looking for. It's not the weapon. What are they looking for? And they said the anti-life equation. I was like, oh fuck yes, yes, Snyder. Thank you for doing that. That change, as small as it was, gave the DCEU more life than I ever thought. Because Earth now has the anti-life equation. That's why he's there. Holy shit, man! I want restore the fucking Snyderverse. Restore it.
I agree. It's like while I guess I am excited for the upcoming DC movies. It's like, no, continue this timeline. Get rid of the bullshit Wonder Woman 84s. We don't want that garbage. We don't need another. I know I think you like the movie more than I do, but it's like, I don't need another 4-hour film. I don't. This was good for streaming, but I want more conventional timed movies coming in the future. And I do want the Snyder Cut, the Snyder Universe to continue, because I'm thoroughly invested in what comes next, especially when we have like we'll jump to Darkseid real quick, because I agree with what you said about Steppenwolf. He's awesome. Way better than that bullshit we got in the original one. But it's like, I want to continue this. I want to see what they've got planned next. And because it's like, Darkseid really did take a major back seat in the film, which was fine. It's just like Thanos. Thanos didn't need to be the main villain. You don't need to play your major trump card in the very first film. Yeah. Save it for later. And it's like, they are saving it, which was fine. And it's like, I was perfectly happy with what we got, with the timing we had with Darkseid. Shit, I feel like we saw more of Desaad than we even saw of Darkseid, and Desaad was awesome. But we didn't get anything from Granny Goodness. I was like, no, we got nothing from her.
There for like.
But hey, at least we know she exists. And it's like, you know what? Now that Steppenwolf is dead, which that scene was amazing.
Oh yeah,
where Darkseid had so little respect for him, he just steps on his severed head. I'm like, wow, this guy doesn't give a fuck.
Bear that scene, and they smell it. Fear. And this one, Aquaman fucking impales.
No, don't drag me away.
And this one, Aquaman fucking impales Steppenwolf from behind, throws him to Superman. Superman punches him in the portal, and Wonder Woman, just for good measure, jumps and cuts off his head.
And then Darkseid just steps on it and crushes his head as the portal's closing.
Awesome.
But I love it because they even set it up. He's like, you know, the mother boxes is finished. Now what? We'll have to use the old ways. Prepare the armada. It's like, oh, Darkseid invasion! Come on, we want that.
I want that. And you know, if Granny Goodness exists, that means the Furies exist, and I want to see the Furies.
Her, like the next villain or something. Her and the Furies would be perfect.
I want to see Big Barda. I want to see that smiling Fury. I forgot the name, but like the smiling Fury was always badass. But yeah. I want to see that. I want to see more of Desaad. I want to see more of Darkseid. And I'm so happy that Zack Snyder, just for a real quick second, included the Omega beams. It was so cool in live action. That was so awesome.
Yeah, the villains were definitely done better. Definitely. So what else have you got? I mean, like we said, the story is basically
the same.
Just a longer fixed up version. If you saw Justice League, this movie it's the same story. So there's really no point in going over the story again because we've all seen it. But it's just little things here and there that are fixed. The pathetic stuff with Batman being weak, gone. Batman's arc was closed. He righted his wrongs. They did him justice. Everyone basically got fixed. So it's like, it's gonna take a few more watches, I think. Even though I think we just laughed about that like a week ago, where it's like, how many times does it take to watch a film to see how you feel about it? But it's like a film like this, because I think the biggest thing that's always going to work against this film is that it's not a completely different story than the 2017. It's just the better fixed version of that. I think that is always going to work against it. It's like people with the Ultimate Edition of BVS. They're like, I saw the theatrical cut, so it's like, I don't need to watch it. It's like, well, it is fixed, but you know these people as well as I do who say that doesn't matter, even though it does. But I can also see why some people could work against this, because like I said, the 4-hour runtime is a long time.
I don't mind.
It didn't.
Here's the thing. I don't mind the 4-hour runtime because you can. Okay, here. I watched this movie twice, and I'm watching it a third time because my mom wants to watch it. And I said, okay, I know you can't take 4 hours. So what I did was like, we'll do it by episodes. Part 1, we'll do some of it. Part 2, we'll do it. So like here's the thing. If you've already seen the movie in its entirety, you can just fast forward to your favorite part and rewatch that part. I mean, like, you don't have to watch the whole thing. Yeah. I mean, like, you don't have to watch it. You don't have to watch the whole thing in its entirety. You can just watch some of it, like your favorite part, like your favorite. Let's say my favorite part is part 6, something darker, with the final battle. Then just do that, and it'll be okay. Yeah, I mean, like, it's not. I mean, like, it's only 4 hours if you say I want to watch it straight. But if you've already seen it, then you don't need to watch straight for 4 hours. You can just watch it. You can just watch a favorite segment, and then the next day say I want this. You don't even have to watch it in order. Like, I want to watch part 6, and then or today I feel like I want to watch part 2 again today. I want to see that old battle with the gods and all that. Then you can just watch that. It's not a big deal. That's just my.
Which I want to hit that real quick. I was expecting that to be a little longer. It was better than the Justice League cut of the Old War, but I still wanted just a little more. I wish that had been like 15 minutes long.
Yeah,
But it was still cool. We saw.
Like, I wanted to see David Thewlis have some speaking lines because he was there. I saw him. I recognized him. He was Ares, but he was just quiet for like the entire time until the biggest thing he did, which, I mean, to be fair, big fucking contribution, was drive his axe into Darkseid's shoulder, and the parademons carried him away. I was like, well, thanks to Ares,
he ended the war.
He's gone. I did like, though, how, I mean, like, it's a really small detail thing, but I liked how they covered the boxes like in their own way. Like the Atlanteans, like they put it in a giant squid, and then they came out like with this cover. And then the Amazons, like, they heat raided, and then the men, they just forged it. That was awesome. I mean, it's small details like that which are awesome. So even in part 4, I was telling you this, like, off air, like that scene where they were in Justice League in the 2017 cut, where they were like, so this mother box has enough energy that's powerful. It's like it can do a magical thing. So maybe, and then Wonder Woman finishes, it could bring Superman back. I was like, well, that's anticlimactic. You just discussed it. And then in this one, it's like they're discussing how the mother box works. So like I completely forgot at this point that they were going to resurrect Superman. So they were saying that also the mother box. So they were explaining in bare detail. They were like, okay, so the mother box is they're a change machine. So like everything's made out of particles, and if you have a match, like in a house, take that match, get some gasoline, you can change the particles of house into particles of smoke. But the mother box can turn particles of smoke back into a house. And then Flash was like, are we all thinking the same thing? Please don't make me say it. I'm not going to say it. And then you can hear the Man of Steel thing, and Cyborg just projects Superman's image, and then like, yes. See, that is a perfect example of show, don't tell. Explain it, and then show the motive of what they're going to do with it. Perfect example. Damn good example. It's small, but I love that style. No, you don't need to exposit the plot just for, we're not 5-year-olds. We can see details other than voice explanation. See, shit like that is why I appreciate this movie.
Definitely.
So yeah, I mean, like, overall, in my opinion, I'm gonna throw this question at you. Zack Snyder's JL, I watched it twice. It's my favorite DC movie. How about you? Is it yours, or you think there are stuff are better?
I still like Shazam and Man of Steel better.
Oh, okay, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, like it's all our opinions.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we've already seen the wide spectrum of everything. I mean, we've seen people say I haven't seen anyone say it's worse than Justice League. They've said they prefer the runtime of Justice League, but I haven't seen anyone say that Justice League's story is better than this one. But I've seen people say they still hate this version. I've seen people say this is one of their favorite comic book movies of all time. And we've seen people in the middle. So it's like, it's crazy what this version is doing. I still think this would have done better if this had been the version we'd gotten to begin with, though, because I still think the stink of Justice League is going to be around for a very long time, though. And I know a lot of people are still holding that against this. They're like, I've already seen it. This is just a longer version. And they're not really giving it, I think, the chance that it deserves to be the real thing. I mean, what we got, the Justice League is like the dumbed down skeleton version of this, basically. But because it was shorter and was what people were initially shown, that's what their memory is going to go off of. So I think it's a movie that is, in the future, it's going to go up on the spectrum for some and down on the spectrum for others. So we'll see. It could go up for me. It could stay exactly where it's at. Time will tell.
Yeah, I agree. In my opinion, I think in terms of like quality, I think I do like this more than any other DCU film, which is shocking. I thought this would be like, I want you to like this more than Man of Steel, and I like it more than Man of Steel. So yeah.
Fair enough. So I think that wraps it up. We've basically done our closing thoughts of, yeah, it's long, but hey, whatever. Like you said, watch it in bits and keep it going. I'm not going to tell anyone what to do, but just remember, if you want more, the movie has to be playing. They have to see that the numbers are high. People are still interested. So do what you can. Watch it. Even just do what you can. Support it online somehow if you want more.
Yes, support it. I'll be supporting it for sure. So yeah, restore the Snyderverse, please.
Please. So guys, thanks for tuning in. What did you think of the movie? Let us know below and leave us a comment and a like and a subscription if this is your first time listening. If you enjoy listening to us, look back to our backlog, see if we did a franchise that you enjoy. So guys, I'm Chad. Thank you for listening.
Santino signing off.